Hi everybody, this is Andrew Masters and you're listening to the Market Watch Review. In today's release we'll cover the following topics. A surprisingly strong increase in the unemployment figures from the USA, easing of monetary policy from the Bank of England, the increase in retail sales from Britain, and analysis of the transaction for the sale of the pound US dollar currency pair. The trend in recent weeks is for most countries to relax the rules regarding quarantine, which is already reflected in the price of oil as well as other commodity assets and commodity currencies. At the same time, macroeconomic indicators of the largest economies in the world still do not indicate a substantial recovery. Yesterday, the United States published another report on changes in claims for unemployment benefits, and the figures were much worse than analysts' expectations. Even so, there is no panic in the market, and US stock indices, as well as the US dollar, held firm in light of this news. Most likely, investors are hoping for a further stimulus into the US economy, and they are also optimistic about a vaccine for the coronavirus. With this optimism, the stock market is still in the green zone, although a number of experts are rather skeptical about the short-term and long-term prospects of the global economy. The Bank of England is also pessimistic on the local economy, and they decided to expand the quantitative easing program, which put pressure on the pound, and the pound US dollar currency pair lost about 150 points, while the pound Japanese yen collapsed by almost 200 points. Now let's move on to the European trading session, where Britain published an unexpectedly strong report on retail sales, but still demand for the pound remained weak, which means there is a further risk of decline in the pound US dollar currency pair to the next technical support level of 122.90. Turning to the American trading session, and we notice there is a lack of economic news being released today, which may help reduce trading volatility. It is important to keep an eye on emerging information about the second wave of coronavirus outbreaks in the United States and the conflict with China, and no further escalations in these areas may support the US dollar while at the same time put pressure on stock indices. We conclude our review with an analysis of the transaction for the sale of the pound US dollar currency pair. The trader opened a short position of 2 lots at the price of 124.90, and after a sharp and fairly strong growth, which turned out to be short term. The take profit order was set 10 points above the psychological support level of 124, and as you can see, the goal has already been achieved. Profit on this transaction amounted to $1,600. That's all for me.